Good evening, fellow Biafrans, men and women of goodwill and of good conscience. This is for the Biafra presentation on this evening of the 11th of January 2020. We are live from London. I'm reaching you wherever you are on this planet Earth, from east to west, from north to south on the planet, for the coastal regions of Biafra land. So this our restoration and redemption. As always, we will not fail to invite God Almighty Chukwokike to come and be on the driving seat to indeed drive from this audacious quest for restoration of Biafra to the easy conclusion that the enemies who are plotting against us will continue to scamper for safety. We implore him to go before us, to go beside us, go behind us, to continue to incapacitate every machinations, every plot, every man and woman that has been plotting against this restoration effort. May their camps be desolate. May they continue to go from one vicissitude of difficulties to the other until Biafra is restored in our lifetime. We ask you, the Most High God, to make this permanent in their lives. May we be partakers of this all-important, expectant event in the lives of Biafrans. That the land of Biafra that was wrongly robbed us shall indeed be restored. You shall continue to accept the souls of our gallant heroes and heroines who have paid the ultimate price that we have freedom, that they shall continue to rest in your bosom. On their behalf and in their honor, Biafra shall be restored. Do this for us now. Give us victory and take the glory. Continue to protect our leader, Mazi and his family members, and the family members of all principal servants of indigenous people of Biafra, and each and every member of this hallowed family, from east to west, from north to south, from everywhere they are all over the world. May we continue to shine. May we continue to project as a beacon of light to the rest of humanity, and especially those who cannot speak for themselves. We have no other but you. You shall give us victory and take the glory. To this we say amen and amen and amen. He say. My name is Mefor. I am the deputy leader of indigenous people of Biafra from Abatete. Abatete is in Idem is in Omambra is in Biafra land. I am here, of course, as always, standing in the gap for our leader Mazi Kanu, and for us this evening to deliberate on very important issue, of course, to bring to your notice the issues that go to the very heart of everything we are doing. We have no apologies to render. This gospel of restoration and redemption shall continue to be preached irrespective of whoever is involved. The contraption called Nigeria shall continue to go from one shameful state to the other as we continue to beam satellites on the corrupt tendencies of everybody that calls himself a Nigerian. The security and protection of our people is paramount. Every effort has been made in the past, but the unscrupulous individuals and groups, very devilish and very conspiratorial elders, they call themselves, have continued to work against the progress of our people, against the effort that we have made in the past to making sure that the people of Biafra are protected. They call themselves community leaders, they call themselves political leaders, they call themselves governors, House of Rep members, senators. Some of them are even calling themselves men and women of God. These are the people, the problems, these are the problems that we are having in Biafra land. They open our back door very wide for our enemies to come in. As we speak today, virtually every part of the zoo called Nigeria has security architecture protecting them, or that they are relying on. But in the contraption called Nigeria, where the people of Biafra are being subjugated to all manner of slavery and servitude, and where their lives have been sacrificed and singled out for total destruction and extermination, those who are supposed to be speaking for us are busy playing politics with our lives. Especially in the upland part of Biafra land, the area occupied by the Ipob people of Biafra. It is only in this part of the world, and this part of Biafra land, under occupation by the zoo called Nigeria, that our enemies are part of our security architecture. You have Hizbah, you have Boko Haram, you have Fulani headsmen in northern part of the zoo called Nigeria. They are being protected, they are even wreaking havoc. The only where you hear that people are being bombed and killed in northern Hausa Fulani extraction is when it comes to Christians and those who are not Fulanis, and those who are sabotaging their effort. Of course, Boko Haram remains a business venture for the political elite in northern Hausa Fulani extraction. That is the way that they are enriching themselves. For ordinary people, of course, who are not Fulanis and who are Christians and Jews and traditionalists, they remain infidel, and they have to be slaughtered at any particular time of their choice. In Yoruba land, of course, as you know, you have the OPC. These people have been at the forefront of making sure that the security of Yorubas or Oduduwas are taken seriously. They were maligned in the past. They were called all manner of names by some unscrupulous politicians in connivance with the Fulanis. But at the end of the day, they realized their fault, and they brought these people into their fold, and they are today those who are protecting them. And you all know that in the last 72 hours or thereabouts, the Yoruba governors, the Oduduwa governors, floated another security outfit. But make no mistake about this, they just renamed the name of OPC because that name they have used time without numbers, and they wanted to breathe a fresh air into the new project. The people who are in charge of the so-called or Motekun, whatever they call it, in Yoruba land are the OPC. Those miscreants, those charlatans, as the zoo called Nigeria described them in the past. These are the heroes of Yorubas today, the heroes of Oduduwa land. They are the people who are out there equipped today to protect the land of Yoruba and her people. And there is nothing anybody can do about it. But ever before, the Yorubas woke up from slumber. The people of Biafra had been doing marvelously well in that direction. Entreaties, consultations have been made with the so-called stakeholders in Biafra land. At least, if not for anything, our leader, Mazi, had had conversations with them about the need to protect our people, about the need to protect the future of generations of Biafrans to come, about the need to protect our communities, towns and villages, our businesses. But what do? As they are all known, their trademark is sabotage, treachery. They thought that that was an avenue to make money from the Hausa Fulani masters of theirs, and they actually did so at the expense of killing and maiming and destroying lives of Biafran youths. But we are not deterred. They succeeded in conniving with the enemies to fighting Ipob, including telling us terrorists. Today you know where we are. And as we speak, they are working with the Hausa Fulanis, the only place in the whole of the zoo called Nigeria and in the whole of Biafra land where you see security management of any particular communities or areas or states being in conjunction with the enemies is in Biafra land, especially in the upland part of Biafra land. You should not be surprised why the so-called governors in the upland part of Biafra land, the so-called governors of the east, are keeping quiet about security, because they have soiled their hands, because they have reached some understanding with Fulani headsmen, with Magban. They are in memorandum, they have signed memorandum of understanding in different government houses to protect our towns and villages. That is why they are not going to talk. A number of them are looking up, they are clamoring for Igbo presidency in 2023. They are still dilly-dallying what they do because their masters are in control of their future. In Anambra, Governor Willie Obiano, the monster in Anambra government house, made it clear that these people are part and parcel of our security architecture. In Enugu State, They were there ever before we began to even imagine what will happen. The so-called Ruger has come with security aspects. It has to do with Fulanization. It has to do with alliance, formation of alliance with the Fulanis. And these are our enemies. So do not expect them to come up with any security outfit in the near future, unless something hard hit them. What we are saying in essence is that your security is being taken care of by the Fulanis in conjunction with the so-called governors of the East. So if you know what you have to do, you do it now, because you are not protected. Every nooks and crannies of our villages have been mapped out, and these enemies of ours are in the know of it. That is why you don't expect anything special or extraordinary from them, at least in the near future, because they are busy with the non-existent promise of Igbo presidency. They are not going to do anything, because if they do, their Fulani masters will threaten them that they are not going to get it anymore. And that is, such is the situation, pathetic situation in which we find ourselves. But regardless, what we want to tell our people today, and as always, remains that IPOB remains unstoppable. Our security architecture must remain, and nobody can destroy it. The security that we have put in place, the framework that we have put in place, must never be destroyed. It is either they partner with us, or they remain in the desert. They remain slaves with the Hausa Fulanis. And so let nobody trouble himself, let nobody worry himself or herself. At the appropriate time, we shall see who and who we have the upper hand. Already we are vindicated. They started by telling you that they are going for restructuring. Today, where is that restructuring? When Fulani headsmen started going about with AK-47, forming some kind of security protection for their people, they did not go through the National Assembly of the zoo called Nigeria. No state in the zoo called Nigeria passed any law for them to be carrying guns. But they are doing it with impunity, killing people with impunity, and they are under police protection. In the 12 northern states, if not the 19 northern states, you now have Sharia law. And that Sharia law was not as a result of any known legal pronouncement. It was not as a result, it didn't come into existence as a result of any law passed in any state. It was under Obasanjo. They introduced Sharia by way of force, and illegally too, and nobody said anything about it. As if that is not enough, they introduced their own security, Hizbah. Today they are rampaging everywhere. If you are not from that particular part of the damnable northern contraption called Nigeria, and you commit any crime, you are done for. Nobody asked them to pass through the so-called National Assembly of the zoo called Nigeria. Yet you have the Nigerian police, you have the other security architectures of different states working side by side with them. They are even arresting policemen today. The Federal Security Agency of the zoo called Nigeria is effectively under the control of Hizbah. Why are they in control of Hizbah? Because they don't have any say in that particular part of northern part of the zoo called Nigeria. But today, if you talk about the Biafra Security Service, that was of course meant for surveillance activities, for intelligence activities, not that we are out there to carry arms. And people were saying, why didn't you go to through the state House of Assembly? Why were they not getting your blessing? Why were they not, or why was the BSS not backed by the law? That we should have gone through the state assemblies for them to be For the bill establishing BSS to be passed through the so-called state assemblies and for it to become law. But of course, all these people I have named, all these security architectures for northern part of the zoo called Nigeria, none of them pass through the so-called assemblies, whether at the state or the national. If they do, they must have done it of late. But when they started, there was no law backing them other than Sharia law. Among all the so-called regions in that contraption called Nigeria, the only people who are not ready today within that context called Nigeria are the people from the so-called East, because they are still under the apron string of their Fulani masters. They cannot do anything because their masters will descend heavily on them. In Anambra we have Fulani headsmen, they have Okada, they have Keke, they have all manner of transportation assistance or transport assistance. Have cars, they have their buses, they have triumphal entry at any time they want the government house. The same in Enugu State. Ebonyi is of course capital of Islam in Biafra land, and so you don't talk about it. Abia State the same thing. Imo State we don't know yet because the governor just came in and we don't know where he stands. But of course we hope and sincerely hope that he's a Biafran. What are we saying and what have we said? The Yorubas, the Oduduwa governors, are the latest of them all. They may have passed this through their state assemblies in order to give it force of law, but this plan has been in existence since 2017. They have the plan of declaring autonomy for their region, but they could not carry it out for one reason or the other. Before they said last year it was in August or so that they were going to declare autonomy of their region within the Zoo Federation. But somehow they didn't do it. At the time they were doing this, the so-called governors from the East were busy partnering with their Hausa Fulani masters and seeking their opinion on what to do. We have no political representatives, our people must know it. We have no political leaders, you must know it. We have no community leaders. We have sycophants in place, and they do not think about us. They are not thinking about our security. They are thinking about their own collective security. But we hope that with what the Yorubas did in the last 72 hours or thereabout, that these people will wake up. But regardless of whether they wake up or not, they are not going to stop us from doing what we are supposed to do and what we have been doing. So do not expect anything extraordinary from them, because they are hoping for the so-called Igbo presidency, which may eventually not come. They are yet to understand that the contraption called Nigeria is at the verge of disintegration, and that if you don't make adequate preparation during the rainy days, then you will find yourself in a very precarious, merciless situation, and hopeless situation, I must say, when the time comes and during the dry days. IPOB has been right all the way. IPOB has been vindicated in all ramifications, and this was unreserved apology, or the souls of our gallant heroes and heroines Biafran youths that they have massacred through their conspiratorial criminal conspiracy or silence. We continue to hunt them and their family members until they fizzle away from the face of this planet Earth. We have no time to waste. Biafra restoration project has advanced, and we are not going back. A lot of things are being put in place regarding this restoration effort, and we urge each and every one of us to remain focused and resolute and stand by our leader Mazi. The ICC, we have indicated to you, is beaming satellite on the zoo called Nigeria, and everybody must be ready. You must be ready to volunteer information, especially regarding the atrocities committed against our people, if you are an eyewitness or if you are a victim. If you don't come out when the time comes, and very soon, then you will not get justice. All those who have killed Biafrans, committed crime against humanity, committed genocide, committed all manner of atrocious crimes against our people, individually and collectively, will not go scot-free. But the onus is on us as well to prove that these people were actually the criminals. In the northern part of the zoo called Nigeria, the International Criminal Court ICC is investigating the complicity in criminal conduct of the Nigerian Army, Nigerian police, and also on the other hand, Boko Haram. They are also investigating the crisis involving the Nigerian, or rather the massacre of the Shiite Muslims by the Nigerian police, Nigerian security forces. And that of Middle Belt is coming up. And we are here to say that at the appropriate time, all those people who have been laughing at IPOB, castigating IPOB, calling us terrorists, they may have one question or the other to answer. And it's going to be a costly one indeed. Do not make mistake about it. One man's terrorist is another man's ally. And as you all know, IPOB in the contraption called Nigeria has continued to be tagged terrorists. But the entire world decided that that is not the situation and never accepted it. That is why we are making inroads. There are a lot of avenues through which we are going to take, and we are already making progress in a number of them to seek justice and ultimately Biafra will be restored. Once again, we are telling Biafrans to remain focused and resolute, because our security is in our hands, not in the hands of these politicians, not in the hands of these people who call themselves political leaders, political representatives. These are Hausa Fulani boys and slaves in our land. If you are an elder, behave like an elder. If you are an elder, know that you have responsibility. If you don't behave like one, then you do not have respect among your people, and we are not going to accord you one. That respect should be earned by you through your dint of effort. But make no mistake about this. We have respect for our elders, but not stupid, treacherous ones who are selling the collective interest of our people for their own selfish aim. The number to call is +447405 964 +447405 964 If you call us, we are going to take your call, of course, interact, and of course move forward. IPOB family members in different parts of the world, we appreciate. We urge you to join IPOB wherever you are. If there is no IPOB family where you are, and you are actually sure that there's no IPOB family, you need to start one, but you must not do it in isolation. You must do it in conjunction, in consultation with the nearest IPOB family coordinator where you are. It is not about franchise. You don't have to start IPOB as if it's a business or shop, a petty business. For the fact that our leader said start IPOB family where there is none where you're located does not mean or translate into you're doing it unilaterally without having regard for the coordinators, for principal servants who are in charge of the area where you are. It does not give you exclusive right to begin to do whatever you like, and it does not give you any conferment of authority to begin to bastardize the principle of command and control which is in place, and we are not going to allow it. The heart of this project, we shall never allow to see corruption. It is a collective responsibility on all of us. We must stand against fake news. We must stand against false information being propagated against IPOB, against Biafra Restoration Project that we are championing. Fake news is everywhere about Biafra. Disinformation is everywhere about Biafra because the contraption called Nigeria has been shaken to our foundation. And they can no longer stand us. And they are investing billions of worthless naira and pounds and dollars, recruiting some unscrupulous individuals, setting up fake blogs, setting up fake Facebook accounts and YouTube channels through which they disseminate unfounded and information concocted from pit of hell. We are not going to allow them to continue. This is going to be a further presentation. Be back in a minute. Right, can you hear me? Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, Mazi, good evening.
Good evening from here. Go ahead.
Good evening. Hello, Biafra. Oh, hey, Biafra.
Oh, hey, Biafra. Go ahead, please.
My name is Tukubuka Ebubo. I'm from Niger State. I'm from Anambra State. Anambra State is in Biafra land.
Right, thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to thank you for the good work you are doing for Biafra. I know that it is not easy, but I pray that God, will help us in this battle. And I want to promise you.
Ise.
Mazi, there's something I want to tell the Biafrans.
What is your name? What is your name first?
My name is Chukwuebuka.
Okay, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you said it before. Go ahead.
Okay. I said that I want to, information I want to share with Biafrans and other states.
Well, I don't know what happened. His line is off, and even Facebook is dealing with us. Anytime we come and air, especially from this platform, they will try to restrict the number of people who are listening. They will try to tamper with our internet connectivity. I don't know, but of course we are not going to relent. Neither are we going to capitulate until total freedom, total victory is achieved. Number to call still remains +447405964146. Can you hear me? Come on the phone. Can you hear me? I am not sure what's going on, but we are going to continue. Next call on the phone. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Next call on the phone. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, my brother. My name is Peter. I'm calling from that changing name to Kim Obin.
Right, thank you. Go ahead.
Whenever I heard your voice, I was with.
Go ahead.
It's too much.
What is happening? What specifically are you going to report this evening? We know that our people are passing through a lot, but what specifically are you going to say this evening? Go ahead, please.
Okay, what I'm saying is that Yoruba people are busy recruiting their people. So all our governors here, they are here, always creating revenues.
No, they are fighting IPOB and they're extorting money from ordinary people. Instead of protecting their people, instead of making policies that will affect positively the lives of people or impact positively on the lives of people.
They are not interested in protecting the citizens of their people. What they're interested in is money. Just like yesterday, I'm passing somewhere. I saw people beating an old man. I said, what is happening? He told me that the man did not pay for the load that he put on for inside barrel.
And this is in Anambra, right?
And yes, in Anambra, at the market. And the old man
and then you have Obiano security, and then House of Fulani Magban security as well.
Yes, that is what they are doing here. They are not after the citizens. We are suffering here. Whenever, even if you carry something on, you carry load passion, they must stop you and collect money. Everywhere, tax force, everywhere, tax force. People are dying here, paying unnecessary money. You cannot see light. Now they have good tariffs. You cannot see light, but you will pay more than what you consume. So we are dying here. What we are expecting is our.
We must not grow weary. We must not grow weary. We must not be disappointed. We know about all this right from time, but what we need to do is to continue to maintain the status quo, maintain the level of confidence, and apply the level of courage that we've been applying. At the end of the day, these men will fizzle away. It's simple as that.
Our spirit is strong, and Biafra must come.
Of course.
Spirit is strong. We know that some of our people have died in this struggle. I was the one that, if God is not with me, these people, this is too military. They could have been wasted my life. That day they come at me. So
you must also get ready, because by God's grace, all these men that have perpetrated evil against our people must be brought to book. So if you are an eyewitness, get ready to give evidence as to what you know and what you saw. Very important. The same goes to all of our people that have been suffering since 2015. The people massacred in Ipob, the people massacred in Aba, the people massacred in Iguacha, the people massacred in Asaba, different parts of Biafra land, in Ebonyi, in Iguacha, in Akwa Ibom, in different parts of Biafra land, in Ejo. All of our people must be accounted for. And it is by dint of efforts, collective effort of ours, that we will get that going and make it happen. Thank you very much. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you.
This is Special Biafra presentation on this evening of the 11th of January 2020. We are live from London. I'm reaching you wherever you are on this planet Earth. Can you hear me? Call on the phone. Good evening from here. Welcome to the program. Can you hear me?
Very well.
Yes, go ahead, please. Go ahead.
Mazi from
Mazi.
local government.
There we go ahead, please.
Thank you, my brother. I'm very, very happy to get you this night. You see, my interest is on the topic of Mayatiala, or whatever they call themselves, about the ultimatum they gave to the Yorubas who launched their security outfit this afternoon. Now, the man called himself Chetima Yerima. He said that after...
Don't mind that man. He's always issuing empty threats. But the only people who panic are the so-called Ohanes and Dibo and the so-called governors in Biafra land. When he's given access to media and he makes all manner of frivolous and pompous pronouncements of his and his gangs supported by Asorok, our governors, am I even saying our governor, our treacherous political leaders, our community leaders, we begin to run, cap in hand to beg them. They are going to do nothing. And that is what we have been telling our people. Our people must support the effort we are making. There is nothing these people can do, but they rather choose to sabotage what we are doing. They are not going to do anything against the Yorubas. It's as simple as that. Because they are, first of all, guilty of what they are telling people not to do. Who are the Arewa Consultative Forum? Are they established by the law? They have Hizbah. Is it established by the law? They have Sharia. Was it in the Constitution? So you begin to ask yourself, where on earth are these people coming from?
That's what I want to say something.
Yes, go ahead, please.
See, okay, sir. Look, this very Rima Shetima, whatever he calls himself, you is always talking about we will bring war. He will bring war. What is his age? What is his, how many years is he? You know, how many years is he? Is he up to 50 years or up to 40 years? Because what he is talking about, war, is a story he heard from either his mother or his uncles. That That was during the Nigerian imposed war on Biafrans in the 1970s. Because I believe in the 70s, this particular Yerima is not up to 7 or 8 years old. So he doesn't know anything about war. He's always talking about war. You see, I cannot understand. He should be cautioned. He should be told about war. He cannot be threatening people about war that he doesn't know about. Because maybe his mother or his uncle told him about it. They killed the Biafrans or they killed people or they...
Can they fight war in the first place? The only thing is that our people are the ones sabotaging our effort. Simple as that. But it cannot last forever. We remain resolute.
Fine. Our leader told us that during that Nigerian imposed war on Biafra, it was the British, the Russians, and the Saudi Arabians that fought the war, not the Nigerians. You understand? Not the Fulani.
The Fulanis did not fight the war against us. It was foreign powers that fought against us. Simple as that.
That is why Yerima is making noise. He doesn't know anything about war. So he should know himself. He should know himself. That is why I'm calling this night. And I don't know where I will even start, because this is terrible. Who is Yerima? How many years is he? He calls himself a Fulani youth. Is he up to 40 years?
Even if he is, he didn't fight the war. He doesn't know anything about the war anyway, and that is the stock in trade of Hausa Fulanis. They know nothing other than violence and how to maim and destroy innocent lives. But for us, the present generation of Biafrans, they are not going to have a field day. Simple as that.
We cannot allow them to do this.
Without the sabotage of our people, some unscrupulous elements in our midst, which, of course, their end is coming very near, we would have gone too far to dealing with these people.
So that was why when I called Ike Peters 2 or 3 days ago, I said our leaders broadcast, or not even broadcast, it's a lecture on New Year Eve, should be printed in discs and now in so many languages so that it will be distributed. So many people will buy that because this our leaders broadcast. It's terrible, it's fantastic. If it will be produced in discs and then be sold throughout the world in so many languages, we can even raise money to put transmitters in all Biafra land. From that disc alone, not even begging people to donate money. From that disc alone, we will raise money.
Well, there is no it's not necessary to talk about raising money with it, because at the end of the day, if you print that, you will see pirates, redistributing it, making mass distribution of it and selling it. We don't need to sell, but we can make it available in discs, as you said. People can download it and put in the discs, but there is no point selling it, and we are not going to be part of it, because that will be an avenue where they will scam people and they say it's IPOB. I hope you understand what I mean.
Yes, I do understand, but whatever it means, that broadcast should be speaking so many languages, because even friends of Biafrans, who are not even Biafrans, we like to listen, because whoever listens to that broadcast, we know. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. People who can translate it can translate, and of course, or interpret it in different languages. And of course, nobody is stopped or prevented from distributing it. That's simple as that. But we're not going to sell it anyway. Yeah, Mazi, a lot of people are waiting to speak.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm joined by Mazi Okoli, all the way from United States of America. Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Yes, good evening from here, Mazi Mefor, and good evening, my fellow Biafrans. My name is Uche Mbadike from Umudimunewi in Biafra land. Mazi, I was praying for a day like this to come, even in New York here. I keep telling our people that my prayer every day is for people that are laughing at IPOB, for a day like this to come, so that they will see that all these corruption people they're worshipping in Biafra land can never provide any security for them. At the end of the day, they will come to IPOB. That's my prayer every day, and it has happened.
Of course, we will always continue to be vindicated. IPOB is at the forefront of defending the people. Go ahead, please.
Now, these people so-called themselves criminal elites in was telling one of my cousins that came here early December, I said, listen, when the center collapsed, all these big people, those criminal elites you see in Biafra land, wheelbarrow pusher will be better than them, because if you're hungry, you go to their house, they must bring everything that is in their house for people to eat, because no Mapo carrying gun will be following them. No army will be following them. They're just like ordinary people on the street. If they don't bring anything for people to eat, they will kill them. And you can't blame people that kill criminals that are drinking from our blood all these years. Mazi, honestly speaking, the reason I'm calling this night, this evening, is that I'm so grateful for what is happening as our leader has said it.
You know.
At the end of the day, we will have the last laugh. When you was playing the audio with Kule and Alaji, people say everything that happens is a Fulani herdsmen. What happened in the Yaba market? We tell our people one of it.
They are methodically and systematically applying those things that they said. That audio is real and from the appropriate source. Actually, this man they are saying is Ibikun. It's not. The man saying this thing is Farouk Adamu. Go and Google him. The man that went to Washington and was asking Barack Obama, United States government, to arrest Jonathan, that he's a war criminal and all that. Farouk Adamu was the one captured in that tape with one other person, not Ibikun Amosu.
Yes, but Mazi, as all these things is happening, most of my friends that I've been telling about, when they break into Yaba market, I went back to my file and bring that audio. When I send you what is happening in Yaba market, I will send it together with the audio, which I did this morning with what happened in Ambuko Obosi. When I send this,
it's very unfortunate, very.
So because our people are so ignorant and stupid, sometimes I must say there's not even ignorant, because ignorant person can sit back and reason. But this is just the stupidity of our people. You see what happened with the Mefor? Our leader said things early 2015. If you don't want to support IPOB, you better go and take your medicine and go to sleep. That if you continue going out to do something, we're gonna tell you the stick they used to cast at that shrine. And they finally went to Ejiofor's house with his colleagues, and that's the end of him. So Mazi, I won't take too much time because everyone trying to call in now. We're gonna have our meeting tomorrow, and we tell our people in New York here, if you want to come and join us, you are free to come. We have already passed the time of begging people to come in and join, and you can call our zonal coordinator, Mazi Tuku, at 646-236-5246, or myself 646-645-8237. Our state coordinator, Mazi Ezekwesili, at 832-245-5640. Mazi, I thank you for this time, and we keep our heads up. We are going home. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you. This is Radio Biafra presentation. We are moving forward. Most I governments in charge. Can you hear me? Call on the phone.
Yes, I can hear you clear. My name is Sarah Uche, calling from Ipob. I'm a native of Umomak.
Yes, thank you very much. Go ahead, please.
I want to thank you people for the mighty work which you are doing for me, for us, dear friends. I want to thank our leader, concerning him on the death of his father and mother. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. Everybody's listening.
So we are very happy you had everything is going. Our so-called Southeast South governors, they are not doing well at all. But all the same, we remain resolute. We shall get what we want by God's grace.
Yes, sir.
So I want to sing one song back to Uche. The song goes like this. We are able to go up and take a nation to possess them.
Well, unfortunately, that line is off. This is Radio Biafra presentation. We extend our sympathy to our people who lost their properties in the arson that happened in Mukobosi and, of course, elsewhere in Biafra land. Our people in Lagos must understand that they are not welcome in that part of the zoo called Nigeria outside Biafra land. If you are in Kano, if you are in Kaduna, Ikafancha, Jos, Adamawa, Medugri, Borno, in fact, nobody is expected to tell you what is next to come. They told you that after 4-year time of APC, that all our businesses will be targeted, we will be irrelevant in the scheme of things in that contraption called Nigeria. And as you are living in broad daylight, you are experiencing and seeing what is happening. And with impunity, no one is stopping them. Can you hear me? Call on the phone. Thank you for holding. Go ahead, please.
I can hear you very well. Mazi, Uche, Mefor.
Yes, go ahead, please.
I thank God for getting you this evening. My name is Machuku Mazi from Aba. And please, Mazi, there is one thing I want to suggest. You know, more especially our people in diaspora, whenever they are saying something, especially things that concerns these devils or pretend, please let them use our language so that these people will not understand, and many people here in the zoo will not understand what they are saying. I'm suggesting that in most cases, let them use our dialect to talk among our people.
So that what will happen? Let me understand what you mean.
In fact, what I mean
is it about condemnation of evil, or talking about secrets we have among us, or something like that?
No. Not about condemnation of evil. You know, at times they try to say some certain things or way of doing something or things. You know, a sort of plan.
Yes, I agree like with you. I agree with you. Sometimes
let them use our language.
Yes, sometimes
and when you see somebody was saying something about the so-called governors here, the type of entourage they move with, and that is one of the problems we have. Otherwise, we can attack these people secretly. In fact, let's not so far.
You're also saying something. Sometimes if we know that something is not realistic or that we are not capable of doing anything, there's no point bragging on air, because if you are able to do something, there is no point saying it in the real sense of it. Sometimes some of our people come on even and give our enemies some inklings. They give them an idea of what to do against us, and I will go and implement it. That is the problem. So what our brother is saying is correct. Sometimes we say things that happen. Sometimes we even project and say things that may happen in the future and which our enemies are not even thinking about, and they will listen to us and implement it against our people. So we must be very careful. We must be vigilant. We must be meticulous. We must remain collected. Can you hear me? Call on the phone. Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Yes, I can hear you, my honorable Deputy Mazi from Mefor. Good evening from here. My name is Mazi from HQ. I'm Mazi from HQ. From Olafort. Olafort is the Delu. So can anyone say Biafra land? Make sure we take on another direction. I have very everyone of us to see today, and I want to use this video and say, may God Almighty to beg people in this struggle, keep on protecting you and protect and guiding you and my leader Martin Ambekano and every other Biafras. No more school Kadema. He said. My contribution is. Yes, and my contribution this evening is also simple. We know that this struggle have almost come to an end, and now the Zuko Nigeria, all our enemies, they are trying all they could to make sure they stop our struggle. And then just the information that the Zuko Nigeria, they just passing this evening, they announced it, and the so-called Kusikeni Radio, Zoo Radio. This evening they're saying that on Monday they are going to have meeting in Afrock about the so-called Biafra war, and invited almost of all those biggest saboteur that we have in our land. The man said that since before they have already talking about restructuring, but they have now seen that the restructuring is not working. They have now found another dimension, and this is the people that we know that our leader Mazi Ambekano have done everything. They have told them that restructuring cannot save this country. There's nothing that can save this country, rather for us to have our freedom. And now some is led up to this thing that is happening now. Some people is doubting whether Biafra have come or not. So what I'm saying now is better for you to come and join this global family. It's something again. Last month we announced it saying that the Zuko Nigeria, they have forced all our children now for them to be a member of the indigenous of the Zuko Nigeria. By any place that you want to register for JAM this 2020, as they say, you must have your national ID card. And this is the way they are forcing you for you to have to be identified as the Zuko Nigeria.
My brother, let me tell you something. Sorry, yeah. Let me tell you something. Our people should not be worried. They shouldn't worry about that. We are under occupation. We are under occupation and we have no choice. Alright? And some of us using Nigerian document, we are not using it because we want to use it. We are using it because we have no choice. We have been forced to. We are under duress. And so it is very important that our people understand it. It is a different thing that we are using Nigerian document, Nigerian provided amenities and all that are not serving us, and then at the same time feeling that they are doing us good, they are doing us favor. But once we understand that these people are our enemies, that they are inimically trampling on our human rights, trampling on our collective will to collective self-emancipation, there will be no problem. So at the end of the day, as long as we are concerned, we are still under occupation in the zoo called Nigeria. And when you are under occupation, you have no choice but to do whatever is feasible within the context of what you are subjected to navigate your way through. So if they compel our people to take Nigerian exam and all that, you have no choice unless you want to stay outside the zoo called Nigeria. But we have to also know that we are under occupation. We are doing this not because we like it, but because we are forced to. Simple as that. That is the position we should be taking. That is the position we should be advancing. And at any particular point in time, we should not be afraid or be discouraged from saying it. You must, in all these circumstances, be courageous in a state of and circumstance of adversity. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, sir. So my people, let us come and join this global family. This is the only thing that can give us what we are looking for. As they are doing it, we have all of us know that we have come to an end, and this is the last time. So my brothers and sisters, you all have seen with the area that we have been today, and it got by our power, but because the Chukwu government have ordained that we should be in this level.
Right, this is where the Biafra presentation, and just like our brother was saying, I am of the opinion that our people must not grow weary of what they're experiencing. Rather, you need to be conscious of it, that though you are in the zoo called Nigeria, they are subjecting us to doing things that we don't want to do. We are under occupation. If you are conscious of this, if you are aware of this, if you are enlightened to this level, then we won't have problem at all. Go ahead, please, call on the phone. Good evening from here, go ahead.
You have, I don't know how to thank you. I don't know how to thank you because I have never in my life of 14 seen somebody like you on this planet Earth. You body.
My brother, just go ahead because a lot of people are waiting, and I'm flattered, but you can do what I'm doing. I can as well do what you are doing if I apply myself and if you apply yourself. And so each and every one of us is endowed. We have capabilities, and when we bring it together in unison, we will move mountains. Go ahead, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. My leader, my personal savior. The world. Our mission is to make sure that Biafra is set. And that is so, whether the dead will like it or not. Whether the Hausa, the Fulani, the Yoruba, whatever they like, they do. What we know is that we must restore Biafra in this our lifetime. Let's go to Canada and bless each and every one of us and make our hearts to be filled to make sure that we are ready to look like our leader, to make sure that Biafra is set. All hail Biafra.
All hail Biafra. Thank you very much, and God bless you and keep it on. This is for the Biafra presentation. We are live from London this evening of the 11th of January 2020, and there is no intention to retreat. Are we going to capitulate? It is our responsibility individually and collectively to defend that has held us together. We must stand against fake news, disinformation from our enemies. We must go after them and expose them from there. They are losing and they are on the wane. They will continue their unimpeded after this. While we continue to move forward, Biafra shall be restored. Same to you. Good evening from here. Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Good evening.
Same to you.
The Director General, Onishi,
So I make it. They can find by it. So I put on one. Then I China say, you fight with your ammunition. Why China fight with the population? We are war with ammunition. But this war, war with radio. So this is another war, which you are achieving more than war of ammunition and war of population. So I admire you people. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. God bless you and keep it on as well. This is Radio Biafra presentation, and we begin to descend in no time. Number to call remains plus 4474 05964146 plus 4474 05964146. Can you hear me? Call on the phone. Good evening from here. Welcome to the program. They are not talking. Caller on the phone, are you listening to your voice or what? You are clogging the line and we will have to move on. They are not talking. Good evening from here. Are you listening to the radio or what? Because we've been waiting for you. Go ahead, please. Good evening from here. People are hearing you. Go ahead, please.
Good evening to my mentor and my savior, Mazi Namundekano. Good evening all over Biafra, all over the world. My name is Onyedika Chukwuebuka. I'm from Abombise, if you know where Mbise, Imo State, local government. I'm making a good meeting. I want to Biafra land this morning and I went up. When I asked 911 Biafra land, I want to collect the route. When I say, you're going to say, man, I can name you. I want that to forge on. I want to send in a job with Jim. I got to hold on. I can book a line as I pass the walk yesterday.
Chineke ga-agba ume onye ọbụla aka ya dị n'ahịa bụ madịrị ya mma mana ndụ ma n'ọnwụ
anyị ka na-asịkwa na enwere na onye isi be mmanya na anyị ga-adịkwa ndụ wee fụkwa Biafra
ise. Thank you very much and God bless you. We are moving forward, and as always we will have to remain vigilant and focused. What has been happening to our people for quite some time now is not something that are unexpected, but the plots hatched and unleashed by our enemies, and we must encourage one another in the circumstances. One thing is clear, we are clamoring for Biafra to be restored, that everybody will have equal opportunity and aspire to the best of his or her ability. That is what we are doing on this platform, and our enemies, both saboteurs within our midst, are doing what they can to try to sabotage and stop us. But they will fail, they have already failed. Can you hear me? Call on the phone. Good evening from here, welcome to the program.
Good evening, I'm Mefor from Israel government in Biafra land.
Yes, thank you very much. Go ahead.
I want to make an own contribution on what you are discussing.
Yes, go ahead.
I want to extend my greeting to Uche Mefor for his effort he made. Is what behind the success we're having today. The reason I had been like other Biafrans, I don't think what you're saying would have worked.
My brother, everybody is doing well, including you. You have something to offer, and when you offer it, another person offers it on aggregate. We are making progress. Go ahead, please. I can hear my voice on the background. You appear to be listening to the radio, and it will be causing delays. Talk to me directly, please. Right, this is Radio Biafra presentation, and at this particular point in time, we will begin to descend. There are so many calls still calling. I wanted to bring our attention to the issue of security in Biafra land, that nobody is out there to protect you. We must protect ourselves. Unless they partner with us, unless they indeed listen to what we are saying, we are not going to bow, we are not going to capitulate. IPOB is a force to reckon with. IPOB is a platform as well as the people who own the land, and we must take our future into our hands. At the appropriate time, it is just a matter of time, we will prevail.
native of
Can you hear me?
States.
Yes, go ahead,
My name
please.
is Okorike Chukwu.
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So, I really thank God seeing what I'm seeing in the social media, YouTube, precisely about the information of Biafra. The Biafran people that we are living here with, if you are telling them to join the gospel that we are into, it seems to them that as if we are playing. Honestly, we are not playing. And I thank God. Even this evening, I came back from meeting where we have some meeting this evening concerning Biafra restoration. We really thank God. And I urge people to keep it up. And no different time, Biafra will come.
He said, we are all proud of all of you out there in Biafra land under rain and shine, receiving all manner of pains and difficulties and threats from our enemies. Without you, we will not be where we are today, and we urge you to remain focused and resolute and more than ever before courageous, because there is no going back.
Biafrans in the Republic here in Kandi to keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, all Biafrans in Africa, all Biafrans in the zoo called Nigeria, all Biafrans in Biafra land. You are the people who are very close to Biafra land, very close to the land of Biafra, and the evil machinations of the contraption called Nigeria affect all those regions. And therefore, we will want to urge you to redouble efforts. You are all highly valued. The same goes to Ipob family members in different parts of the world, in Europe, in Asia, in Americas, in Australia, in Middle East, different parts of the world. We appreciate all you are doing, and we are all one large, unstoppable family of Biafrans. Because of what you have done, the contraption called Nigeria is brought to her knees as we speak. Nobody is believing them. Thank you very much. Go ahead, please. Call on the phone. Good evening from here.
My name is Uche. I'm calling from home.
Right, thank you very much. You say your name is what? Sorry?
My name is Uche. I'm calling from Akuzu.
Okay, there we go ahead, please.
In Anambra State. I'm not combating people. We are doing well for us. We are studying. With the boys in Biafra land here, we are waiting for your command. You can see the command already, sir. We are working hard. I beg you. I thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Believe me, we are not afraid of that game. Killing us can never make us do them any favor. Killing us Biafra is even easier. So that we can be friends. We can remain friends. But killing us here can never do them any favor. Mazi, I'm not concentrating. My Uganda, the kind of Hamadike Burbu, I'm Biafra. I thank him for his good work for us. I bless his name. The wound that gives birth for that child, believe me, I don't know what to say. But if ever 2014 I start following IPOB, I know this man is strong. I can make his work. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you. Keep it on. Keep it on.
I bless my family of pastors. I bless you all. Let us continue and going for whatever. I bless you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. This is Radio Biafra presentation. We are moving forward. Next call on the phone. Can you hear me? Very soon we will begin to descend because I don't intend to stay for longer on this program. Can you hear me? Call on the phone. Good evening from here.
Good evening, sir. Mazi Mefor.
Good evening. Go ahead, please.
Yeah. Mazi Mefor, permit me to speak my own dialect, I beg.
By all means, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Mazi Mefor, Chineke Gozian, Chukwu Kikabia Gozian. I would choose every wagon from Amabuku, Asian Kingdom, in Oshama, local government, Biafra land.
There we go ahead. Gani.
I make Kenegi, Maka, Olomante, Una, Lorani, Unuan is Shimmy, anyone on Biafra land, Kakashin, Alaba, Eba, Ulu Shama, I have a bolo wine and a half. In this zoo, a bola neba, away of line and Benagaga. Now, Saji, Ebola neba, Melogodi. Even careful, I live woman in the Kesla, La Sanako, I live with it, Ala, Ugo, Ala Biafra, Ruga, Nala, Oshama, Eva. So, behind the Kuna Uratela, I know a neighbor, I put I know I'm a Gaji, the cool west. You could, I look at Nario, and I see, ka Chukwu okike abịa ma tinye director mbụ Mazi Nnamdi Kanu aka n'obi maka ọnwụ nne ya na nna ya nke ọ hapụrụ. Biko arịrịọ ka m na-arịọkwasị biko nụ unu na ndị ọchịchị anyị nwere n'obodo a na ndị egbuola anyị ọ bụrụ ndị ọchịchị bụ ndị rụrụ anyị mmanya nweta Biafra anyị na-atụ anya kemgbe echi.
gaa n'iru na-anụ.
Ihe m na-ekwu na kịta biko na ọchịchị anyị ndị zuu na-akị anyị were ụmụnne anyị ndị kwesịrị itinye anyị aka were merezi ohu ha nwa bụrụzi ndị na-achịrị anyị na-achị iche ya n'aka ọnwụ. Biko unu tinyere anyị aka onwe ihe ọ bụla unu ma unu ga-emere anyị bikọs anyị nọ na Abia steeti ebe a mụnwa bụ a member of Ipob isi arụ ngwa zone nke nọ n'osisi ọma. Anyị dị resolute ihe ọbụla aka anyị mee anyị ga-eme dịka nwanne anyị nwoke wu aha ya wu ekere ọrụ eke otu ahụ otu ọ dị n'ala Biafra ebe a anyị nwere ebe a tara ahụ ụmụnne anyị ewere chasịala ndị sịra ha wu ndị ọnụ ruru n'okwu n'ọchịchị zuu ewerela anyị were mere uru. Anya na-aga ụzọ adịghị n'aka ụzọ adịghị n'osisi ọma ime izu na-eje nwe otu ọbụla ndị Awụsa edechala ọrụ ubiri na ụmụ nwaanyị anyị na mma anyị na ụmụnne anyị nọ were n'ọnọdụ werezie anyị machi isi na-eti ya ka ya mma ha ka agbuo anyị toresasi ha mechala nna na-ekwu okwu Chukwu okike abịa ma doora ndụ m ma ọ wee na Disemba na ndị Fulani zara m sị ha pụọra m nọ na ọrụ chirinụ nna m unu kwụsịanụ dị n'ọrụ ubi.
My brother, ndụ bụ nke gị o, ndụ ga-abụ nke gị.
Ha m ya mma gbuo m n'aka otu a mụ na gị na-ekwu na gbuo m n'aka taidekwa ka arụ gbuo m ya bụla Chukwu okike abịa masị na ama agaghị esi n'aka ha ga-amụ.
He said you shall live. You shall live.
Ọ bụla anyị ga-eme iji hụ dat na anyị nwetara Biafra ka ndị ala ibili ọ bụrụ dat na ọ ga-adị izi ndị ọzọ ịkpọ ndị nọ n'Abia steeti ndị nọ n'osisi ọma ndị nọ n'isi arụ ngwa zone na anị ya na akpọ a ga-agbagida kemgbe wọmụnta ndị amụ na ha lụchara ọgụ mbụ ndị Fulani ya na-achị nna mbụ egbucha mma ma gwakwana na weda gud ọbadịla ihe awa ala nna m na aga m agbara ha ọsọ na ha ga-agba kemgbe ahụ Chukwu okike abịa na-etinye aka anya aka hụ bewa aka chidekwa wee nna m gbabata.
Thank you very much. All those who are fighting against the people of Biafra and all those who are, of course, supporting them and giving them every amount of assistance in Biafra land shall never know peace. As simple as that. But we must also recognize the fact that when Biafra comes, immigration laws of Biafra land shall, of course, be favorable to everyone that deserves it. It's simple as that. But our laws will speak for us. Very important. The same way we travel to other places is the same way we expect people to come to our place. But when they come to our place, they must have to abide by the laws of the land. And if you go against it, you'll be brought to justice. It's simple as that. Can you hear me? Call on the phone. Good evening from here. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, Mazi, Uche, Mefor.
Good evening from here. Welcome to the program. Thank you, go ahead, please.
From a state that I reside in Asaba. I'm a member of Ipob. Uche Zone 1. Sir, I said, may your day and the day of Mazi cannot belong.
He said, are you true?
Against us. They are doing it in vain. Because this attack follows Mazi Kanu today, I know that God called you. I know God called you. One thing we must rejoice. I've asked my brothers and sisters to be patient. We must win the fight. And the zoo is crumbling. I know that God of Chukwu that God Mazi Kanu is able to do. He can never fail. So one day we must rejoice. We must rejoice. I thank you all the principal officers in Ipob. May your day belong. I bow down for my leaders. In Jesus' mighty name I pray.
Thank you very much. This is Brother Biafra presentation. Incidentally, this is where I will be bringing this program to an end. Wherever you are, join Ipob family close to you. If there is no Ipob family close to you, set up one, but you must also inform our principal servants close to or in control of the area where you are. You cannot just set up IPOB family and start running it as a franchise. Very important. People are still calling. I don't know. I did not intend to go further than this. Can you hear me? Good evening from here. Let's go.
Good evening, Mazi, Uche, Mefor. I'm happy to be
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
This evening. I'm Amos Ajibo.
Thank you. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, originally from Abakaliki in Ebonyi State.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And then I'm calling you from Newcastle here.
Thank you. You are in Newcastle.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I've been to you sometime, some weeks back.
Why is it that there is no IPOB family in Newcastle? But I have some people are. I mean, if there is IPOB family, why are you people not strong?
No, I don't know. Like I expect. I know I sent you some a message in your stuff.
Where did you send it? Where?
I sent it to your in Facebook. That's why I sent it.
I hope you have my Facebook account, because there are so many names that bear Uche Mefor and all that. I haven't got it. I don't know. You need to probably send me another message. But our people in Newcastle, I know there are a sizable number of our people. You need to start IPOB family there. If there is none yet, our regional coordinators will get in touch with all of you there. But I want you to send me a message, please. Very important.
It's alright, I will. Yeah, I have called to commend the Yoruba people for forming the security personnel to protect their people and then their region as well.
Well, don't congratulate them yet, because it's too early. You never know what plan they have, but of course they are courageous to have come up with this. It's a shame to saboteurs in Biafra land who are hoping for 2023 Igbo presidency.
Yeah. So and again, there's the history that is repeating itself so fast that after the war, our people were given £20 for survival, despite how much they had in their account. Then at the present time, they are using a different strategy. The burning of market of these days is not ordinary. It hasn't been like that before, so one should suspect that something is wrong somewhere. So, and I should expect even the governors to be mindful of this, to make sure that people whose shop and means of livelihood have been destroyed by fire are not left empty-handed. Something should be done to even help them to keep on, because the economic hardship in the country now is too much. It's too much for one to, lose his shops and then means of livelihood. What if you have family and all that? So, it's a thing that
the problem we are facing lies squarely on the shoulders of those who claim to be representing our interests, and they remain obstacles to progress. It's as simple as that. And I must commend our people as well. There are some of our people who are going out of their way, supporting others, and that is the spirit that should be guiding us. Our people whose businesses are being targeted and burnt down, of course, we expect to receive some form of assistance from our people, and in the immediate circumstance we find ourselves, we will not fail, and we are asking those who are well-to-do, those who are, of course, up to the task, to extend some hands of fellowship to them and support them. And we are urging the so-called government in different parts of Biafra, in Anambra, in Ebonyi, in Enugu, in Imo, Abia, Bayelsa, Iguota, name them, Akwa Ibom and the rest, to of course be more people oriented. Let their policies be more people oriented, looking after the welfare of our people. But the worst aspect is in the upland part of Biafra land. The worst hit are our people in the upland part of Biafra land, combined with wickedness of our leaders. Our people are suffering. And it is about time we stood up and condemned evil and call it by its name.
Yes. So, finally, thank you, Jennifer, and thank IPOB members worldwide, and thanks to Mazi the Kano, the leader of Ipob, for all the efforts that he is making in the right direction for the salvation of our people.
Thank you very much, and God bless you. Thank you. And send me that information again because I didn't receive any.
It's all right, thank you.
Thank you. And finally, this will be ending this program. We thank you, eminent Biafrans, for having participated. We continue to indeed implore the Most High God to continue to renew us, to continue to revive us, and more importantly, may He give us every enablement to restore Biafra. From me, from the Sincere Uche Mefor, this particular point in time, sign off. Thank you very much. Good night and God bless. Good evening, fellow Biafrans, men and women of goodwill and of good conscience. This is for the Biafra presentation on this evening of the 11th of January 2020. We are live from London. I'm reaching you wherever you are on this planet Earth, from east to west, from north to south on the planet for the coastal regions of Biafra land. So this our restoration and redemption. As always, we will not fail to invite God Almighty Chukwokike to come and be on the driving seat to indeed drive from this audacious quest for restoration of Biafra to the easy conclusion that the enemies who are plotting against us will continue to scamper for safety. We implore Him to go before us